with the basics of industrial real estate. This is Amit Damodar again from All Warehouses. What is a factory? A factory is an industrial building where goods are manufactured for public consumption. Most of what you use is made in the factory. So what makes a grade A factory? Point number one, a factory requires to be in a great location. Location is very, very important in terms of accessibility. You should have the right access to highways, airports, seaports, rail, road, very, very important. The infrastructure outside has to be perfect. Like I already mentioned about roads, electricity too has to be available in the area where you're planning to have a factory. Power backup is mandatory, otherwise you'll have downtimes and you'll be losing a lot of money. Water is very, very important, so you have to look at your water sources up front. Water disposal is very important. So you could have septic tanks, sewage treatment plants, effluent treatment plants. Where is it that you let out effluents or treated water after using it? Grey water should be recycled. You should be in a location where there's not much residential right around it, so that you can actually get your pollution NoCs very easily. A good grade A factory has all its plan sanctions in place. It has all its fire NoCs and fire licenses in place. It should be in a good location where skilled labor is available. Manpower should be easily accessible. Public transport should be there so that your workers can reach your place. A factory requires electric overhead traveling cranes. So a grade A factory requires a provision for EOT cranes. Maybe for 5 ton, 10 ton, 30 ton, 50 ton, whatever, but the EOT crane provision has to be built into the foundation and into the structure well in advance. A factory has RCC concrete floors, reinforced cement concrete floors. These could be as thick as 1.5 feet along with steel inside. The surface should be a dust-free flooring, ideally epoxy. Once again, it depends on what kind of product you are manufacturing. A factory requires ramps into the shed because most of the material is extremely heavy and is loaded and unloaded within the shed. So if you have a flow height which is 1.2 meters, you should have ramps that let you into the shed. The most important aspect in manufacturing is labor safety. A factory should have first aid rooms, restrooms, and a lot of amenities that laborers require. There should be sufficient space for rest, changing, toilet facilities, etc. Dining and canteen as well. A factory requires a good office area along with a view of the factory floor. In a factory, heat builds up due to a manufacturing process. So insulation is very important. Ventilators are mandatory. You could have turbo ventilators, ridge ventilators in the roof. You have to plan the heat exchange very, very well. Sometimes you may require cooling and HVAC systems. I have already mentioned about fire safety, but fire emergency doors and markings to those exits are mandatory. Solar power and green spaces add to a grade A factory. A factory requires a lot of open space to store your raw material, and you also have to plan where you're going to store your finished goods without them getting damaged or destroyed. These are just the basics of a grade A factory, and to know more, you can always connect with me. I am Amit Damodar, MRICS on LinkedIn, and my website is allwarehouses.in. See you soon.